Okay, in this screencast I want to show you how we use factorisation to simplify algebraic fractions, like the one you see here. Now there is no, at the moment it's unfactorised. We can't tell how to simplify this. Please don't do anything like this. Don't do anything like this, right? Crossing out those two x's. That would be I've seen it lots, so it happens a lot. It's really careless maths. It doesn't work. You only can cancel common factors. Let's be really clear on that. That's the rule. You've got to have common factors. You've got to identify a common factor and divide by it. That's what you do when you cancel. So let's just undo that move, because mathematically that's one of the greatest crimes you can commit. Okay, so what we can do though is we can factorise. So that's what we're going to do. Now, x squared minus x minus 6. See that in the numerator? We're going to factorise that guy out there. So x squared minus x minus 6, that's equal to, let's go back to our methods from the last lesson, and that is, right, we're looking for two numbers here that multiply to this number in front of the x, which is minus 1. So let's get that out here. Add to minus 1. My apologies. Add to minus 1 and two numbers that multiply to minus 6. This is what we need. So what are those numbers? 6 and 1, 3 and 2. 3 and 2 is going to do it for us, isn't it? 3 and 2. One of them is going to have to be negative, and it's going to be the minus 3 to give us the sum of minus 1. So that means x squared minus x minus 6 simplifies to x minus 3, x plus 2. Right, the minus 3 and the plus 2 have come in from those spots there. Over x plus 2. Now we can get our big red pen out and do a cancellation, because I now have a common factor of x plus 2. So x plus 2 by x minus 3, so that's a factor of the numerator. It's also a factor of the denominator because it is the denominator. So I can lose my x plus 2's, and I am left with x minus 3 as my simplified solution. Wonderful. Okay, in the second example here, we've got quite a lot going on. 4 expressions as multiplied fractions. So what we're going to do again is we're going to factorize wherever we can, and then once we factorized, we're going to, like we did in the previous example, we're going to find common factors and cancel them out or simplify them down. Okay, so let's get to work. Let's get to work on the x squared minus 9. Now, from our work of a couple of days ago, that's not a trinomial. It's a difference of two squares. Do you remember? So that's x squared minus 3 squared. Right, if we just tail this off this way, x squared minus 3 squared, which goes to x plus 3, x minus 3. Remember that? So we're going to recruit that little technique in here. We're going to put it x plus 3, x minus 3. That's great. So I've factorized the first one of 4. Now my denominator here, x squared minus 2x minus 15. Help me out with this. And if you can do these factorizations, pause and do, you're going to gain so much more out of these screencasts and lessons. So if you can do that, pause now and factorize as much as you can, and then we'll compare notes. Okay, here's my effort at it. I'm looking for, in this x squared minus 2x minus 15, I'm looking for two numbers that add to minus 2 and multiply to minus 15. Now, what does that? 15. What multiplies to 15? 15 and 1, 3 and 5. Oh, hang on, 3 and 5, I've got a difference of 2. So I'm going to write down 3 and 5. One of them has to be negative in order for them to multiply to minus 15. And it's going to be the minus 5, isn't it, to get me the minus 2 as a sum. So minus 5 and 3, x plus 3, x minus 5. And I can see that I'm going to be able to get to that, but I'll do that in a moment. Let's go to x squared minus 4x minus 5. I'm looking for, it's a trinomial, it's monic. Looking for two numbers that add to minus 4. How are you going with this now? Multiply to minus 5. What are those two numbers? What multiplies to minus 5? Always go to what multiplies. Find pairs of numbers that multiply to what you're trying to get. Minus 5. So 5 and 1 surely is going to do the job for me here. 5 and 1. One of them is going to have to be negative. It's going to be the minus 5, so that they add to minus 4. So let's get that in place. X minus 5, x plus 1. We've only got one to go, and it's an easy one. It's not a quadratic. It's just a standard old 2x minus 6. Take the 2 out. x minus 3 goes inside. Wonderful. Now, where are my common factors? X plus 3 and x plus 3. I can cancel now my common factors. X now, alright, I can do either directly on top of one another, or I can take a numerator with a denominator, because they're being multiplied. This means I can go across. X minus 5, look at this, I've got rid of virtually all of them. I'm left with x plus 1. I'm left with x plus 1 over 2 as my final solution. Okay, we can now continue with the work requirements and do the balance of exercise 5C. So we'll get on with that in the next lesson. Cheers.